So the Cutsman just got nerfed. Question is it still viable? Today we will be answering this question. This weapon, the Cutsman, is mostly used to farm bosses. It is one of the go-to weapons to do the crit swap method. It always melts bosses. However, it got nerfed pretty bad. It had its damage reduced by 25% and people are wondering, is it still viable? So what we're going to do today is run some testing to see if it's still viable. We're going to do an experiment with our friend, the Grave Ward, of course. This is going to consist of a few different trials. So first we're going to run 3 separate tests, only using the Cutsman to see its raw damage. The 3 tests are going to differ with modifiers. So the first test is going to have no effect on damage. The second test, there's going to be a slight nerf to the damage of 50%. And the third one is going to be huge nerf of damage of 100%. And with this, we will get a rough idea of how much base damage we actually do. Then we will run the same 3 tests, but this time we will do the crit swap method. So strap up your strawberry shortcake panties, keep your hands and feet inside at all times, and let's get right into it. So this is Cutsman only, no effect to damage. You can see here, no effect to incendiary or SMG damage. So we're going to drop in. Let's go ahead and see how much health we take off. Raw damage, no crit swapping, no elemental projector. And a little bit over halfway. So that's actually pretty decent if you ask me. Now if you get a buff, now it's going to be insane. If you get like plus 70% elemental damage, you're absolutely going to destroy this guy with only the Cutsman. Now we got the slight nerf test, and you can see here, minus 50% SMG damage. So let's go ahead and get in there and see how much damage we do with the slight nerf. Raw damage, by the way, the only effectiveness we're getting out of that is using our action skill. That gives us a little bit more damage, but as you can see, that wasn't even a bar. So a slight nerf does hurt it a little bit, but to be honest, it felt like it was the exact same before. Okay, so the last test for this trial, here we go. Minus 50% damage with all guns, minus 50% less damage from incendiary damage, so that's minus 100. This is going to be a huge nerf to our damage. It's going to be raw damage, by the way. The only thing that's going to be affecting it is my action skill use and all my stacks. Oh. Wow. That was very little health taken off. And let me tell you, pre-nerf, just imagine 25% more of that. Not really that much of a difference against a boss. Okay, so now that we're done with the Cutsman only, now let's do crit swapping method. This is going to be the first crit swap without any effect on damage on our modifiers. Crit swapping method, insta kill. So is it still viable? If you get no effect on your damage, yes. Okay, so let's go on to the next test. This is crit swapping with the slight nerf, as you can see right here, minus 50% SMG damage. So minus 50% on our damage with the crit swap. What's going to happen? Just wait and see. Wow, even with the slight nerf, it's still viable. Okay, so let's move on to the final one. Now we're going to do a huge nerf with the crit swap. As you can see by the modifiers, I had minus 50% with all guns and minus 50% SMG. Minus 50% all guns, minus 50% SMG. That is going to be a 100% nerf on our damage with this weapon. So let's go ahead and do this crit swap method and see how we do. It left us with a little bit. And before, you wouldn't kill him either, unless you did the elemental projector trick plus that. So I say it's still viable. What do you guys think? In my opinion, Cutsman is still viable. Look at him. He's still going to die relatively quickly. And realistically speaking, The difference from pre-patch and post-patch you can't even feel it. I think the nerf was more aimed towards ads because for the bosses, you're gonna do the same. You're gonna destroy them in the same amount of time. This patch had more severe nerfs other than the Cutsman. Like the hex grenades really got a huge nerf. It takes twice as long to kill a boss with those nades. So once again, is the Cutsman still viable? Yes, it is. If you found this video helpful, informative in any way, please help me out by dropping a like, rating, subscribing if you are new around here and you want to see more content. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.